Yo, Banter fam. Are we going? Yo, Banter fam. We got the music? Music good, friends? Let's actually put that tile up and let's do the intro. Let's try again. Sorry, guys. We got a new team, yeah, and we're starting again fresh. No intro. Chat. Yo! What's up, Banter fam? Finally, we have gotten the higher high that we've been expecting about. I've been wanting this $45,000 region, and we actually hit it perfect. I think we went to 45,500, which is great. Now we're getting the confirmation that we did get that first higher high. So this is fantastic for us now. So now we get the watch list ready, and now it's time that we know that we only buy pullbacks in this market. And we now know, we've confirmed and gotten a great indication that we have started to reverse. We have a lot of overbought RSIs, which means we are going to have a temporary pullback in the market. But this is the brilliant pullback that we want to be capitalizing, making sure we are in the right coins. And it's time to start becoming very stingy with your entries. Doesn't matter what coin you want. You need to be stingy for that damn entry. And only when it gets to your perfect sweet spot is when we actually want to be loading in. So no more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click, have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, when the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon Tezos. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Everyone, just make sure my sound is better. I know there's the mic's not very clear, so just give me a heads up here to make sure the mic is better. We do have the new setups coming, guys. They're coming the next 2 days. The next mic's setup, so let me know if it is a bit better and you can hear me clearly, so we can get into the damn interesting stuff. Firstly, guys, welcome Banter fam. I missed you all. It's been a whole 24 hours. I'm happy to be back. It's nice to see that the market's starting to play a little bit of ball games with us and starting to play out a lot better, if I could say, than this long 3-month downwards trend. And now we're starting to get a natural flow in the market. We know the momentum's changed, and we know the dominance is sitting in a very wary place where it's sitting with Bitcoin right now. And now we're starting to get a clearish picture of where we're starting to be in the market, and this is where we need to capitalize. So if you're brand new and you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the like button, and make sure that you have joined all of our social medias. Make sure you're on our Twitters, on our Instagrams, on our TikToks as well. By the way, guys, I am still doing, let's just get this up here. I am still doing that giveaway for TikTok as well, that if we are on 5,000 followers on TikTok, I'll be giving away 3 of Moonscape NFTs, and I think they're valued about 0.4 ETH now each. And then we have a one of a kind one, which is great, which is valued at about $2,000. So we're going to be giving that away. Make sure you are on our TikTok, and I'll be giving that away. Remember, guys, to be using our website too. Guys, best free education out there. Like, there's so much information that is sitting out on our website. Make sure you are using all of it. We got chart of the day. We have so much beautiful articles that on all the upcoming events and everything that's happening in the market right now. It is for free for you guys. So make sure you use your Twitter, sign in there. Just use the tools we give you guys. We've been here throughout the whole market, through the ups and the downs. Make sure you're a part of all of our tools that we can help you guys. If anything big happens in the market, we're able to connect with you guys. Let's jump in here and see if we are in. There we go. As you can see. So guys, let's get into it. Let's start to see. Let's get the music off. And let's start to see, where are we in the market right now? Let me actually see if I can put this up here and see if it's a lot better. James, when's the new mics coming? 2 days to tomorrow. We'll get them, guys. So we'll make sure we are working on the sound again. That all sorted for you guys. No problem. James says sorry. So let's get into it, guys. So beautiful rally. Bitcoin's done really well the last few days. We've really had a nice momentum shift to the upward side, which is great. It was nice to see this really large candle within Friday last week during our show. And now we know that, volume came in and then volume stopped. And what I love about that is, remember when I was speaking to you guys about, throughout this whole phase of this downward cycle, how it flushes out the retail investors. And what it does is it gets, tapering down of volume a lot. And what helps a lot with the big guys with this is when they get the retail not interested and they get them scared out and they get that, volume starts to decrease a lot. And then what it takes is, it takes them time to be laddering in their positions, the bigger guys. And that's why you get these random volume spikes of the green bars that come at different times, where it gets to a level, gets bought up, comes back down to those levels, bought up. Maybe it goes a little bit lower, gets bought up. And it sort of sits in this hovering stage for a while. This is when the bigger guys and the bigger wallets are loading up. And every time the market keeps thinking that the market's going to shift now or something big is going to happen in the market, the retail get back in, they get crushed again. And then what they do is they panic then out of the market again. And then what happens is we get to a really critical stage where now the big guys are in, they manage to fill a lot of their positions over a good amount of time. And now at that point, okay, we've loaded up what we needed to now. Now it's time to start getting some retail back. It's time to start making some money again. Now, we sort of then understand that sometimes there's a market we can make dollars in, and then sometimes it's in the stage where, not trading actively, rather work on quantity of coins. That's why through any of these big, these big downwards phases here, Miles, welcome to the family, brother. You guys now have a show that's going to help you guys with staking and yield farming and all these things. And I think that's phenomenal because that is the strategies you need to jump to when the market is in these downward sort of cycles. And now, you sort of get the indication that we're breaking now this on-chain trend. Now we can start looking, okay, now it should be time now to start making dollars again. And because it took the whales and the bigger guys some time to load up, they completely flushed out the retail. No one was even interested in buying, Bitcoin last week in the region of 33 to 36. Guess what? Half the world wants to buy Bitcoin again. And do you start to see the mentality of how they damn screw you up in this market? Like, it's actually quite funny to see that no one wanted to buy Bitcoin in the 30s. Everyone wants to buy it now at 45,000. And it just shows you again that you need to stay composed and you need to comprehend, you need to keep your emotions intact and just work off the simplicity of RSIs and a simple strategy that's going to help you guys very much with that. And what's nice about this is they then need a little bit of volume to really break it up. Now the retail start getting involved. And what's nice about this, do you see how they're able to really take bullish control when the volume is down? So meaning they don't have to pump in too much volume and they're able to move the market quite a bit now because the retail are still scared. They're still in the sort of shifty sort of zone where they FOMOing in now, but they're also scared on what happened for the last sort of few months. So I love it when we get to these phases because we don't really have news and FUD moving the market right now, which is beautiful, which means we're finally starting to get a natural flowing market on where we're moving. So basically, we broke a 90-day trend to the downward side. We then had a beautiful volume candle in, and now we've just reclaimed our first higher high. Now I'm interested. Now I'm happy again. And now I'm starting to look on how I can capitalize in the market, and I see a lot of good gains to come through the market again now. Because what we finally did was, we were sitting yesterday when we were speaking, in the region of 42 to 43,000. And I was happy, but we weren't there yet. We weren't on that verge where we know RSIs are getting high. Look at that 12 hour over there. Look at the daily. Look at the 8 hour. Look at the 4 hour, possibly maybe coming down a little bit now. Look at the 4 hour, now only starting to come down. So we knew a pullback was coming, but that high that we made was not yet where we needed it to be yet. So now we wanted to see, let's get to the 45,000 region. Let's secure the first higher high in play. And now this gives us a good indication that we know a short-term pullback is coming, but now we're buying on a confirmation buy. Where I'd rather be a little bit patient than FOMOing into these big candles over here. Rather wait to see where we end up and to make sure that we are on that. Then we know, okay, now it's time to capitalize on the pullback. And the big question is, where is this damn pullback going? And when should we start be looking at, you know what I mean, like the bounce areas and the next levels that we're sort of looking at. And this is where it gets quite simple, guys, is we want to detect, remember, all that happened from this downward phase over here is something changed. Now, what I mean by that is we were in a very much down cycle. Something changed. And I spoke to Rand yesterday, you know, we were speaking about it on the show, that if Bitcoin didn't break 45 or didn't get to those levels, you know, Bitcoin could have done this for a while. You know what I mean? It literally could have just went sideways and just ranged for the next sort of while, which could still be a possibility, but I see it as a rather smaller possibility now because we got the direction change on breaking the higher high, which means indicates for us a higher low and then a higher high and the continuation now to start giving a retracement wave to this big downward cycle wave that we had over there. We know nothing moves in a straight line. And we know at some point, you know, very similar to this region over here, we will end the downward sort of cycle and the bulls will start to reclaim. You see the same thing that happened over here. Not much volume had to enter the market. And look how they managed to shift this market. They literally managed to pump this market 80 to 100% off no volume. And that's just because of the shakeouts that all of this did by getting all the retail out of those places. So what I'm looking at with Bitcoin, let's just get this over here, is I'm looking at sort of an inverse head and shoulders. If it's the exact pattern, you know, I'm not saying it's the exact pattern, but I'm looking for that sort of pattern on how I want it to play out. It's very simple now. You have a 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, and a daily RSI all sitting at the top. What does this mean now? It means that we've secured the higher high. I want the pullback now. When do I start buying the pullback? My daily, my 12-hour, my 8-hour, and my 4-hour RSIs at the oversold position. That's exactly what we need right now. Now, what happened is with Bitcoin is we made the low at 33K. We then had the next low at 36,000. And what that did for us is that gave us some momentum. It gave us the trend on the way that Bitcoin, you know, the trend, the momentum that we are currently moving in at the exactly retail is getting tossed around at this point, which is beautiful. It's beautiful when you don't put yourself in the retail shoes. We need to be on the next level now in the next sort of picture where we're looking at. But what these two lows did for us is they gave us a nice momentum of the market and where we're looking at. And you remember what I was telling you guys, as soon as we start pulling away very far from our normal momentum trend line, which we like to call a support, it's very often we come back down and we test. And whenever we come and test that momentum line is our signal on where we want to be loading up. Now, that's the same thing when it comes to the RSIs. Is I want to be seeing Bitcoin make its way back to the region of $39,500 to $41,000 region is where I want to see. That was where the previous left shoulder over here was. We had this little wave down over there. We then make the big head. We're now at this level over here, and I would like to see a right shoulder come test support and then look at the next sort of breakout level. Now, why am I thinking that this is the level that we can, you know, we can make our way back to 50 or 55K? Is because of this indicator over here, that we only just had the weekly stochastic RSI have the cross to the upward side now. Now, we know that this has been in an oversold position for a while, very similar to what it was in the zone over here. We also know that the last time it was in this area, Bitcoin did 130% in a matter of 2 months. So we got the indication that, you know, in very much higher time frame, we've been in a down cycle for a while. You know, we are going to have the bulls response to that. And we're looking at an indicator that's giving us data for the next 3 months. And that's a good sign, because if we have a 3-month indicator that's showing us that there's strength for the next 3 months, you know, now I'm interested on all different time frames. And I'm obviously now looking at where are the next sort of zones we want to be looking at. So I'm looking at Bitcoin to start reversing. Is the top just in yet? I cannot give you the 100% answer that 45 was the highest we're going to get. Now, reason being I'm saying that is because the alts never made the higher high. So alts started catching up, right? But they never got that full boost where ETH was making higher highs. You know, let me jump to the ETH chart and show you the difference here quick. You see the difference with ETH now. Now you look at ETH and you say, okay, it's made a nice little recovery, but there's the highs over there at 3.4. You know, we only managed to get to the region of 3.2. So the alts are still showing that dominance has very much turned into Bitcoin, and we've restarted the cycle again. And we understand that the restart of a cycle goes straight back to Bitcoin, back to ETH, back to the alts. So we're still going to be shifting between those two right now. So Bitcoin ran solo this morning, and now we're at the levels where is that the permanent high in? I would love it if it does go a little bit higher to the region of 47, 48. But for now, I'm sort of set that between 44 and 46,000, we're going to start getting a reversal. And if we end this candle the way it's ended over here, where we've got a very long tail to the top, these are usually indications for us as reversal candles, which means we are going to have that short-term pullback. So I'm looking for a retest of support. I'm looking at Bitcoin come back to the region of 39,000 to the $41,000 region. That is when I'm interested. Now, as I was saying, altcoins didn't make the higher high on the last leg, right? And if we go look at dominance now, and we go look where we're sitting dominance-wise, dominance is hovering, as I said, in this sort of choppy stage, which is beautiful. Because Bitcoin just had the run now, right? This little move over here gave Bitcoin that long, that strong spike, which means at some point we're going to have a nice little pullback from the alts, the dominance again, which means we're going to have a very strong altcoin catch-up, which is fantastic. So I'm very much interested in the alts and where we're looking at. So quickly to sum down Bitcoin and where we're looking at. We've hit my zone. We've made the higher high. My RSIs are high. So I want to see the daily RSI make its way down. I want to see the 12-hour RSI make its way down. I want to see the 8-hour make its RSI down. I want to make these RSIs, I want them to get reset. If they all get to the bottom areas over here and they all get to the oversold position in these zones and we are sitting on a support, that is a beautiful zone for me to understand that this is now where we start layering in and we start. Why? Because then I have control. I already know what my momentum line is. So meaning if I'm buying there and I know where to manage my risk, and if we start losing that line, start laddering out again, like it's quite simple, you know what I mean? But this is the best way that it's taught me not to chase a 17% pump. It's taught me to actually buy a 15% pullback. And if we can keep learning and keep understanding that this is the simplicity of it, of buying these pullbacks and understanding where to buy them, and for sort of the confirmations, it's going to help you guys a lot. So RSIs are overbought, guys. We're going to wait for the pullbacks for those. Same with alts. All of them are overbought. And now we want to see them to get to the oversold position. And we want to be buying them on support. So 39 to 41,000 is my sweet spot and where I see Bitcoin going. And now we start looking at the alts. Now, what I've given here for you guys is, for me, the top is temporarily in for Bitcoin right now. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe not. We'll see. But if this is the top and Bitcoin comes to 41K, I see all the alts coming to test the same supports. So you see what I did here with Ethereum. That's the trend we've been moving in. That RSI is very high on the 12-hour. Look at the 8-hour, very high. Look at the daily, very high. Fantastic. So now I want to see, let's get those RSIs reset and where can we go? So I'm looking at ETH coming back to 2.7 to the $2,850 region. That's on support. That's when Bitcoin gets to the 40,000 to 41,000 zone. That's where I'm interested in ETH. Because after this, I do see ETH now chasing the next higher high. So after this, if we do get this dip into the zone over here, I then see ETH really rampaging up and wanting to get back to the area of 3.8 to the $4,000 region. So ETH is one I'm super interested looking at on this next little pullback. Guys, remember CoinPanel. So CoinPanel quickly, guys. Sandbox, Mana, are the two trades we gave away 2-3 days ago. They both hit temporary TPs. So if you looked on your CoinPanel, if there is any confusion, guys, please don't use the alt watch list. Make sure you're using our trading watch list and our investor watch list. But Sandbox has hit TPs. So for short time frame, this was a TP zone for Sand. And I'm looking to be getting back in the $4 region. So I don't want to miss on Sand's one that's bouncing really quick in the market turns bullish, guys. So if this pulls back over here to the zone, I want to be loading up here definitely. My RSIs are high, so I'm patient for them to get to the bottom. And I want to be catching Sand back on support because the next push, I think, is going to take it really strong to 5.5 to the $6 region. So it's showing a lot of strength. Bitcoin's looking bullish to me. Decentraland is a little bit different because we have such a sharp trend to the upward side. So I think there is a possibility that we can come a little bit lower. So I only want to catch Decentraland if we catch it between 2.5 and 2.7 is where I'm interested in this over here. Because the gains we can see, Bitcoin since the bottom has done, look at this, guys. It's a massive thing to look at. Bitcoin's done 30%, right? Since the bottom to the thing, 35%. Decentraland's done 86%. So it's something you want to catch. We just want to catch it. RSI's down and tester of support is where I want to be loading up on Decentraland. Looking at Gala games, same thing. It broke trend. Broke trend, baby. It broke the upwards trend. My RSI is high. I know I never buy in high RSIs. So I want this to come down, and I wanted to test these support areas in this region over here. So it could come down to the region of 2.4 to the 24 to the 26 cents. And this is looking really interesting. We've got Hustle going crazy about this at the moment as well. And I think they're going to do, a 16 to 20% down. I will go through render now, guys, to where it is right now. I'm being picky for my damn entries. You be picky. It's the best little tool that you can learn in this game. So Gala game is one I'm super interested in. Look at Theta. So Theta just tested our trend again. And now we know we're sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests on this trend line for Theta. So a big breakout's coming for Theta, definitely. And the next breakout's going to really rampage well. Even just us rallying to these regions over here, these previous resistances, you can be looking at 90, 120% gains. So Theta's one that I'm looking to be laddering in and to be catching in the region of 2.8 to the $3 region, because that's a support buy. I'm waiting for these RSIs to get to the bottom. And then I got the true confirmation when we close a daily candle outside of this long trend. And that will give me a good indication. So Theta's one I don't want to sleep on. Chainlink as well. Chainlink, I think, is going to come back to the region of $16 to the $17 region. And that's where I want to capitalize. It has not bounced much at all since the bottom. If we look percentage-wise, it's even done less than Bitcoin. So Theta's one. I'm waiting for the RSI reset to the bottom, support by Theta definitely. Solana as well. Sleeping right now. But this is what's fantastic with trend lines, is it's giving us the indication that Solana is still going to grow very slow in this region for the next, call it the next 2 weeks or the next 10 days, right? But we know that when we get to these critical trend lines and to the end of these wedges, we know how volume comes in. It just proved it with Bitcoin right now. And, if we're stocking up on Solana on these dips and support buys over here, even though dominance is going up and going with Bitcoin right now, we can still look at Solana growing another 30% until it only hits that trend line. And then we can only get true breakout power and starting getting this back into the next sort of moves. Exactly. When Solana moves, it gets aggressive. And I see it only getting aggressive when we break this major trend sort of point, which means you got some time, meaning that any little reset of RSIs on your daily 12-hour, 8-hour on these zones is where I want to be topping up on Solana. And before we get to this big breakout point over here, because we're going to have a very big alt catch up because they got smashed so much. And we're going to have a nice little dominance drop at some point. So Solana's one to look at definitely. Cardano, I'm still, as an investor, $1 to $1.1. I've spoken lots about that. Data as well, I'm looking at $18 to the $20 region. A test of support, RSIs to the bottom. And I know the major push that we're looking at from DOT will come on the break of this major daily trend over here. And that can easily take it back into the region of these areas over here. And you can start looking at 80, 100% from those trades as well. So DOT definitely. Matic, guys, beautiful breakout for Matic yesterday. The only thing is, it's very far from a higher high. So for me to hold the trend right now, I don't think it's going to hold the trend just yet, unless Bitcoin goes a little bit higher. Okay, but we had great news that came out. And now what it means is it taught me not to chase the pump. I'm seeing Matic come back to the region of 1.7 to 1.8. And that's where I want to capitalize on a reset RSI at the zone over here, because the next one can be the true break of the trend. And we can start making our way back to the regions of the 2.4 to the $2.6 region over there. So Matic definitely. Now AVAX, our TPs on CoinPanel, they got hit. Our short-term TPs got hit. We took a little bit of profit at that zone, and that's because we went all the way up to resistance and we hit it and we got rejected. Very simple. So that's a very nice sort of thing to teach you never to be buying at resistance ever, guys. Don't buy resistance. Don't buy overbought RSI. Very simple. So what I'm looking at here is the same thing. Come down. You see how all the charts are showing us the same thing? Are they coming down to come test these areas over here? And where all of them reversed, it's crazy how it's all at resistance. Look at ETH, resistance. Look at where we were now, Matic. Resistance. We're at a resistance level. We haven't broken fully through yet. Look at AVAX, resistance. So I'm seeing AVAX come to the region of $72 to $78 region. That's where I'm interested in over there. And it's showing me the true breakouts and the true volume will come in at the end of this wedge. So the AVAX could possibly do something like this for a little while, and then we can get the real breakout. We'll really catch up. Now, guys, remember something now. between AVAX and Solana and all of them, the May crash last year, they all dropped 70% to what they did now. Because those coins did 500%, like stupid amounts in like 3 months. So stop forgetting how bullish this damn market gets. Be picky with your entries, but get the right damn coins, because these things turn bullish. When they turn bullish, it's too fast. And I'm telling you guys that when we go into 3 months' time and this market has turned, and now we're sitting at a flipping all-time high Bitcoin again, or area there, and these RSIs are overbought here, I'm not going to be calling buyers nothing anymore when that weekly and that monthly gets to the top, because it's done. If you are not getting the buys now in this next month to the next 6 weeks, you've missed it. It means you've got to wait for the whole cycle reset again. You've got to wait for everything to go crazy and completely smash down again, because that's all that it does the whole time. Then you can only start to buy. So this next 6 weeks is very crucial for you to be a part of this next bull cycle. My opinion is, if you're not here in the next 6 weeks for your buys, you should catch the next bull cycle, not the one we're currently sitting in now. So AVAX, definitely stocking up. Fantom in the region of $2. Great, looking good. Render, look here. Beautiful reset of resistance. Beautiful. So I'm seeing this come back to the region of $2.6 to the region of $2.8, $2.9. I'm just waiting for the RSI to get to the bottom. And Render, we know the big breakout is coming strong when we get the break of this trend over here. So that's looking good. Luna as well. I'm looking at Luna make its way back to $50, the $54 region. It didn't grow too much. I don't see too much pullback just yet, but I think the $50 region is fantastic for Luna. And we know when we get to this main wedge is when we can have the real breakout. Let's go through Tezos quick, rejected at resistance. So I'm looking at us get to the region of 3.3 to 3.5. RSI's reset, I'm interested. Same with VET. VET, I'm looking coming back to the region of 55 or 5.5 cents. That's where I'm interested. RSI's to the bottom. As see how it's not really a tough and difficult strategy. It's teaching you patience, and it's teaching you when to be buying. And you remember now, guess what, guys? Markets pumped yesterday. Views are up. Everyone wants to buy. Markets are dumping today. Views are down. No one wants to buy. Like, get out of the rat race. Like, it's actually ridiculous how people get chased away when the markets are down. Guys, the markets have just pumped 30-40%. We got a 4 days down, and now you can already see how the whole market just gets. Guys, just change it. Like, it's actually bad. People are sheep, dude. It's actually so bad how we need to change and break that cycle, guys. We have to. So ThorChain back to the region of $4 to the $4.3 region is where I'm interested. Look at Zill as well, back to 4.8 cents, anywhere in the zones. RSI's reset, I'm interested. Atom from the zone, I think it's going to come back to the region of $26 to $28. That's where I want to be loading up. RSI's reset and on a beautiful support trend. You know, Atom's been holding strong. It's one of those that didn't do too much, and you can see this really big wedge. So, you know, I'm seeing big volatility, guys. And if we get a nice pushback here and Bitcoin back, you know, I'm seeing a really strong reaction, and you can start to see how big this will start playing out. And if we just look at percentage-wise in this wedge alone, you're looking at 80% up, you're looking at 50% down. So it's big, you know. So I'm looking at Atom having a really strong bounce. One that's showing good strength is FTT. I am waiting for this, so I don't take this as a pure breakout just yet because my RSIs are high up over there. So I do think it will come back in the region of $38 to $42. That's where I want to capitalize. And I'm waiting for the RSI to get reset, but it's definitely showing strength, guys. So, you know, Bitcoin comes with a beautiful test and we get a nice little strong bounce out of the market. You know, FTT looks like one that's really going to rampage to the upward side. Look at Near Protocol. I think you got to have it in your portfolio. Just be picky for your entry. So, you know, $11 to the $12 region, reset RSI, perfect. So Near's definitely super, guys. You see how it's going to teach you not to chase pumps. I don't care about the pumps. I don't care. Super's done 100% in the last 3 days. I don't care. I want to catch it in the region of, you know, getting another, especially from the top. Let's look at the top. I want to catch it 26% down from the high that it made. So for in the zone, I'm looking at 80 cents to the region of 85 cents. That's where I want super. It gets there, my alerts go off, and I go look at my daily RSIs at the bottom. That's where I want it. That's where I'm buying. And the last one I want to show you guys is Moonriver. Moonriver had a nice little pump yesterday. Guys, at times, especially Moonriver, is we manage as a community to move Moonriver. Please don't fall into chasing those, ever. Pullbacks, RSIs to the downward side. Don't chase the pumps. use that damn RSI. It will help you guys a lot. So I'm looking at the region of $80 to the $90 region for Moonriver again. It has changed momentum. It has broken our momentum line, which means something has changed in the Moonriver pattern, which means we can maybe range for a little while, but it's teaching you that any reset RSIs that we get in these zones over here, all we know, Moonriver can pump, definitely. But it's going to teach you that we've changed momentum. We've definitely changed momentum on Moonriver. So any little, reset RSIs and oversold things is where I want to capitalize. Will it be sideways for a while? Possibly. Will it pump from here? Possibly. But I'm buying the pullbacks now because I know we've sort of reversed the trend. And it's showing us now a bit of strength in the market. Also where Bitcoin is sitting right now. Let's have a look here quickly on TikTok. Possibly by tomorrow, guys. Another 800 guys, and I'll be giving away all that stuff. So possibly by tomorrow, look to be on our TikTok and to be showing some love there as well, guys. So moral of the whole thing, guys, we learned how to be patient for 2-3 days and not FOMO into the market, which was fantastic. Now we've got a confirmation. Now we wait for RSIs to be reset. And then you go buy your damn coin on special. Start being stingy with your coins and what you actually want to build up. We can see the simple mentality. The market is 3%, 4% down today. Views are down. Market is up. Everyone wants to buy. Please change that. We have to reverse that. We need to start actually changing that, guys. So, guys, load up on the great coins. Reshuffle. If you're in the market from then or from that, reshuffle them to the ones that are showing really strong potential. We know how quickly this market can turn bullish. Look how Bitcoin has done 40% to the upward side with very little volume over the last few days. The bulls can reclaim this very, very quickly. Just get into the habit of pullbacks, buy the red, buy people's fear, be greedy in a fearful market. And that's a really great thing. So guys, I will see you all on tomorrow's show. Get those damn entries. Much love, Banter fam. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Sheldon, we're having a meeting with Craig Breton.